All right. Hello. It's Jasmine Cooper here, and welcome to my one-to-one scoring stream. The music that you heard was from a soundtrack that I released last year called Seal Fledge. It was a pretty behemoth-sized soundtrack, but it was really fun. I created music for. I created music that was supposed to basically mimic the growth stage of your daughter because in the game you actually raise a daughter. But there are three stages: there's child, teen, and adult. And so there's a more poppy, there's more pop oriented, like 80s Japanese kind of ish pop, quirky pop at the beginning. Middle section is inspired by Cassiopeia and basically jazz, funk, which is the second piece you heard. Then the ending is essentially inspired by orchestral jazz a la Gundam Otani Ko. So really fun to make, extremely challenging, definitely. But hopefully you enjoyed those two pieces. So one-on-one scoring. What this stream is about, if you've never been here before, this stream is basically about creating 1 minute of polished music in an hour. And this exercise was born from a video log that I watched by a composer named Trevor Morris. His breakthrough the gig was writing for the Tudors. And he was basically saying if you want to make it as a television composer, you got to be able to write high quality music in a short amount of time. And so one-to-one scoring is basically me practicing that, but also documenting it in hopes of helping other people who want to enter career composition, especially in television, since that's where the money. I feel like the money is in residual income is that's where that is. So just hopefully you can watch me enjoy what I make, but also learn from my mistakes in an effort to increase your skill in terms of being able to write high quality music in a short amount of time. So how do I do this, you ask? Well, what I do is I set up these random parameters to kind of help expedite how I create a piece of music. And so what I use two things. I use a genre wheel, which I created myself, and I use random photos. So just so I can show you. I'm sorry. So I can show you what these look like. This here is my genre wheel. And basically, genres that I enjoy writing in or want to write in are in this wheel. I spin this wheel, whatever genre I get, I will use to score a picture. And I use this website for my random pictures. So let's say, when I click wheel decide, I land on retro, so 8 or 16-bit. And so what I'll have to do is I'll have to make an 8-bit or 16-bit piece that sounds like this book heart page image. Yeah. After the genre is selected and the picture is selected, I call my start time that I have from the time called and the preceding 60 and the following 60 minutes to create my piece of music. And everything that could possibly go wrong in that 60 minutes contributes to the piece I create. So if there are technical difficulties, that will also be counted against me in my effort to write music. So let's go ahead and jump on this bad boy. If it's rock, I gotta respin because I don't have anything. I need to buy a new guitar. All right, Dixieland Jazz. Haven't done that in a hot minute. All right, and then let's generate random picture. I'm trying to figure out what country would I find something like this in. There's a cannon and a guy with a glass of wine. Okay. Well, I'm thinking, for some reason I'm thinking Celtic. I don't know why. How can I do a Celtic? Well, it's not really Celtic. Usually I click on it. I click on the image to try and blow it up, but sometimes it gives me information. Wine tavern. Nope, nothing. Just wine. All right. Okay, we're gonna start this now. Oh, 8:13. So I'm gonna be working on this until 9:13. Okay, so uh, Dixieland. So I have a template set up. So a couple things. Start while starting this stream, there are a couple things that I realized I needed as a composer to basically make this process go a lot smoother, and also things that I need individually as myself, as Jasmine, to make my life easier. In terms of what I need as a composer, templates are definitely a thing. I have I have right now I have a template for almost every genre that I have on that wheel. Basically, if I've had to write for it, I have a template that I can use. Um, Another thing that is beneficial that I don't have across all templates is basically having EQ baked into the template. So for the Dixieland Jazz the Dixie template that I have, which you'll see in a second, I actually have some small EQ baked in. And what this does, it kind of actually do I? I don't. Never mind, I lied. Okay, I think it might be for jazz that I have it. I don't have. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, never mind. Well, for some of these templates, I have EQ baked in, and what that does is it kind of makes mixing a little bit easier. Basically it negates me having to go back and do a lot of deep mixing because sometimes based on the instruments that I use, especially if I'm using virtual instruments, I'll always have the same issue. Well, I won't always have the same issue, but basically it just minimizes how long I need to mix if I have EQ baked in. But those are basically my two general composer um, prerequisites when it comes to doing this type of thing. Have templates. Now, for me, what I've noticed over the past, I think 2 or 3, I am horrible at organization. Actually, I knew this already, but it gets to the point sometimes where it hinders me. And what I've done, for example, is I've labeled all my instruments. Believe it or not, usually I don't label any of these. So it's usually untitled 1 through 26. It sounds crazy, but that's true. I rarely color code anything. And when I'm in my DAW, usually nothing is color coded and everything is pattern 1 to pattern 1 million. And it's all gray. And so I'm usually lost within my own sea of sound. And so that's the first thing for me is organizing as I go. I'm gonna keep trying to work on that. And two, stopping 45 minutes stopping 45 minutes or 50 minutes into my composition time. So essentially, even though I have 60 minutes, 10 to 15 of that needs to be spent on mixing. If I'm writing an orchestral piece, I need to save 15 minutes to mix through my orchestral piece, especially if it's like thick. But everything else, generally, since a lot of what I want to write is small ensemble stuff, 10 minutes is usually enough, especially since I'm only writing a minute. So organizing as I go and stopping at 45 minutes. So if I have till 9:13, math. I should basically stop at like 8:58. Yeah, I should stop at 8:58, 9:03 at the latest. All right. Okay. So a couple things. Sometimes you'll hear me playing in my DAW. Sometimes you'll hear me playing out here, just to avoid latency issues. But when I start, normally I Hey, Tiago, how are you doing? I'm trying to get better at looking at the chat too, because I do an awful job of that. Like I'm pretty trash. Oh, Tiago was here, and then he left. Oh well, darn. Okay. Well, anyway, usually when I start this process, I just stare at the image for a bit, and then I just noodle around. So that's what you're gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the picture on the screen, and then just noodle around till I get something I like. All right. Well, I appreciate that, Tiago. Hopefully, something I talk about will, will be beneficial, or at least something that you hear you'll like. All right. So when I'm writing Dixieland Jazz, there's a band I listen to called Tuba Skinny. I really should be listening to more than just one band, to be honest. But they're really freaking great. And usually when I write Dixieland Jazz, at least for now, I basically focus a lot on their instrument. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, God. Hold on. Sorry about that. Uh, what is. I don't know why that happened. If I can find it. Ah, got it. Sorry. Had a input my input on. I'm really sorry for that. I'm gonna have to edit that out. Okay. Um, sometimes you'll hear me out here on my piano. Sometimes you'll hear me in the DAW. That's what I meant because of latency issues. But anyway, there's a band I listen to called Tuba Skinny, and usually I base my voicings off of how they voice their instruments. And so usually it's trumpet at the top, then clarinet, then yeah, trumpet, clarinet, trombone, tuba, and then whatever else. Sometimes I'll have sax littered in there, and sax is usually I think sax and clarinet kind of switch. It feels like they switch their the octaves that they switch between. Well, I'd say poop. I don't know. I don't have sax right now. I haven't tried using sax. I probably should think about using sax more. I have to listen to a reference if I want to do that. Uh, but also I hate my sax I don't like my sax virtual instruments, and so I try not to use those to be honest. All right, so let's figure this out. So the picture is a tavern. I wonder if I should do something that sounds inebriated. How does that sound? Probably well, drunk would definitely be something in an odd meter. I don't know what that is. Just go with it. It feels like I'm stumbling, so. One E and a two E and three and it's in three. It's just the rhythm is maybe I don't know. Let me just play with this. All right, so I'm doing drums, so I'll switch over to a drum kit so you can. It sounds drummy. Uh, oh yeah. Let's try that. Oh wait. All right. I find the. Oh, Jasmine Cooper, what did you just do, Mama? Oh, we played another trumpet. Get out of here, bro. I need to find my. Here we go. One, two, three, four. Wait. Okay, I think I can go with that. Sorry, I didn't hear anything. It's gonna sound weird out here. 2, 3, All right, so next thing I'm gonna need is banjo, which I don't have. Mm. Usually I start with the melody first, but I ain't not. I guess I don't want to start with the melody first today. I can switch over so you can hear the percussion part, which I probably need to fix. But you can hear me playing. You can hear the percussion. Ooh, God, I gotta tune this. You can at least hear the drum part and listen to me experiment with the guitar a little bit. Uh, we can see how this sounds anyway. No, Mom. What am I talking about? Okay, I gotta turn this metronome off. Okay, I gotta switch. Okay, so this snare thing ain't really. It sounds really bad. Okay. Hold on. That sounds better to me. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, I need to tune this real quick. It sounds awful. Oh, wait, hold on. All right, voice. So you're gonna hear me in two places. I don't want to do that. You're gonna hear me out here, and you're gonna hear me in the DAW. That's gonna be kind of weird. I don't want to do that to you. Let's do this instead. Oh no. God dang it. Everything's like a half step down. Good enough. All right, let's switch back over. See if we can get some banjo-iness to this. Da, 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 da. I want da, 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 da. Sounds horrible. Nah. No. No, no. No, I'm not like this at all. Wait. Okay, I got my go with this. If I get the fingerings correct. Yeah. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go with that. In fact, maybe it should be more sophisticated, but I don't have time to think about that. I don't know. It might sound more Dixie once I get the other instruments in here. So we're gonna switch over so I can record this guitar part in here, and then I'll be done with guitar. It's gonna have to repeat, so I don't have time really to do anything. I don't have time to do any other variations like that. So I'm gonna switch on over. I haven't really done much outside of do stuff with the percussion. A lot of what I've spent my time doing is a lot of what I've been spending my time on is I can't speak today. What I've been spending my time on is more interesting being heard than visual than seen, but I'm getting to the nitty gritty of actually like getting ideas out. So I need to switch over to my canvas. Yeah, having issues with this microphone, so apologies in advance. Ugh. Two, one, two, three. I have, yeah. That popping you hear is my microphone. I don't know if it's my microphone or my DI box. I think it's my microphone. I don't know. This is something that I need to get figured out that I haven't because I just haven't had time. Or I keep forgetting to make time. That's the true answer to the question. Um, all right, let's do this. Audio notes and wait. Oh wait, that was incorrect. Gotta play it again. Why am I playing and that sound like crap though? This is good enough. All right, switch over to F Studios. All right, now I'm gonna get other instruments in here. Okay, hold on. I was wondering why things weren't playing. It's because my keyboard is not plugged in. All right. All right. So, okay. So I'm gonna start with tuba first. For some reason, usually I work from the top down with this particular genre, but I'm working from the bottom up today. So I'm gonna switch over. You're gonna hear the tuba part I want on keyboard. Then I'll switch over. You can hear the tuba part in tandem with the. Like. God dang it. God dang it. I'm just not doing. I don't know what's up with me today. was the. I don't want to do the bass. I want to do the tube. I don't like it. No, here. I'm not liking anything I'm making right now. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Ah. I'm having a hard time. Oh my goodness. Today's not going well. I don't know what's over my brain today. Man. Sorry. 2, 3, 4. Jazz. Just play it and fix it later. God, dang it. I don't like this. Really? God dang it. Okay, last time. God, it sounds awful. I don't know what the F I'm doing right now. Oh, this is trash. I'm getting irritated because I'm making trash. I'm gonna switch over so you can hear this garbage. Make it, because right now it's not in time. It works. We're gonna go with it. Okay. That's kind of good enough. Just having a clarinet part playing in between. All right. I'm gonna put a trombone in here. All right. Now, okay, I want the trombone to kind of mirror the trumpet, but a little variation in between. I'm gonna switch over so you can hear. Don't worry. I'll switch over now. I think people would kind of fill this out a little sound a little bit better. I don't know if this is really Dixie. I'm just I don't know if that. I have mixed feelings about this. I don't think it fits what I want. I don't think it fits at all. But one thing I've been trying to get more comfortable with is allowing myself to make music I don't like. So. All right, I guess we got. fix that trombone. Well, I'll do that later. Mm. Okay, I need to put something different in the trombone here, so I'm gonna vary a little bit of the trombone right here. No. Okay. Ah, come on, computer. No. Whatever. Just come up. Just play jazz. It's improv, so just freaking improvise that. Just get it out of the way. Because I'm wasting time. Because I have essentially 7 minutes to get a minute down. I have like nothing. All right. That wasn't all that great. Ugh. Sorry, I switch over so you can hear this mess. Try to get the trombone. What the F is that? I need to redo this line here. Okay. All right. Get that line in there, then we're gonna move on. Mm. All right. All right. Now I can kind of stretch this out a little bit. So because right now I got 20, I got 30 seconds. Oh, surprising enough. All right. So we want to kind of spread this out a little bit. We can build up. Probably. Okay, kind of have an idea. No. Dude. All right. 3, 4. Try it again. All right. I want to add drums in here. All right, switch over. Kind of helped with the introduction a little bit. Kind of cleaned it up. All right. It's kind of simple. I don't know. This doesn't sound like a winery. Not gonna lie. I think I missed the mark, but. I want to add some variation if I can. Oh my god, pattern 3, brother. What are we doing? I said pattern 3 and you're giving me pattern 2. Why? Oh, yo. What are we doing? This is pattern 1. That's not what I want. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Give me what I want. Wasting my time here. I don't want pattern 2, 3, 4. I want pattern mother effing 3. What are we doing, bro? There we go. I'm just gonna have him sustain out, really. Have a fade. Said I wouldn't add saxophone, but I kind of want to add something else. Usually I have piano, but I don't want piano right now. So let's do alto, yeah. Get an alto line in here the for pattern number 2, and then we can end out. I think that'll be it. Sax. Was it 90? 903, so I really have 3 minutes to kind of like try and do something. Sax is 3. No, sax is 5. I'm gonna play the sax part in here and then just work on cleaning stuff up. Oh. Wish you had to hear me out here, sorry. I almost had something decent. I think that's bad line. I don't think I'm listening really. All right. Okay, 903. Now I'm going to stop and just going to work on fixing everything up so that's decent. Or just get it to the point where I don't feel embarrassed to send it to someone. All right. Ooh, old Burpenstein. Alright, start from the beginning first. nothing, really? Huh? Oh, I like that one. One, two, three, four, five, one, two, three, four, five, one. Try that. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. Much better. Okay, let's listen to this from the beginning. Thanks, Shepard. Sorry it took me so long to reply. I'm trying to get better at answering the chat. Uh, it's all right. I think what's really getting to me with this is the fact that uh, I feel like with Dixieland Jazz, a lot of the energy comes from just live. I feel like in order to get a really good Dixieland sound, you gotta have live musicians. Jazz just doesn't sound good. A lot of the reeded instruments just don't sound good in classical settings when it comes to virtual instruments anyway, in my opinion. And I guess that lack of realism in terms of tone kind of gets to me. A part of me feels like this would sound better if it were live musicians and it wasn't me soloing. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not convincing because I'm not convincing. Uh, and with where's percussion at? Sorry. No, we don't. And then where's the? Hold on. Here. Maybe that's what I want. That was pretty. decent ending. Let's see if I want. No, brother, where you at? Here. Yeah, it's better. It's cleaner. Okay, so what I'm hearing, I've got 2 minutes, not much I can do, but it still feels sloppy. Granted, what's the thing? Like, Dixie feels sloppy, but it's like organized slop. It's like a bad way to describe Dixieland jazz, but I just feel like Dixieland, well, let me take that back. Dixieland jazz isn't sloppy. It just sounds chaotic, but it's precision playing, but just in a chaotic setting. So sloppiness needs to be fixed. Uh, that's the first thing. Let me see if how tuba. A little bit more drag on that. That's better. That's not good. It's too on the nose. Oh. It kind of helped with the bass kick. The bass kick. Wow, the kick drum. Get out of here with those words, mom, woman. Let's see. What am I doing? What was that? Oh, okay. I freaked myself out. Uh, it's 9:13, so I gotta stop. Poop in my soup. All right. I'm gonna switch on over to the picture. Play the music along with the picture and give my thoughts. Cause time's up. All right. Yee 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 yee. Let's see. I don't think this sounds like a winery. This doesn't sound like a Dixieland jazz winery. All right. Here we go from the top. I did all this talking, you couldn't hear anything. Shepard, yes, what you mentioned as far as turn my mic off, that was why. But what you mentioned in terms of sounding the music sounding like musicians that you'll find on the street with tuba, that's actually kind of what people generally associate Dixieland with nowadays, because that's where you generally see it, at least in the U.S. You see a lot of it in New Orleans, and you'll just see bands out on the street just playing. You have a tubist, trumpet player, trombone, saxophonist, and they're just going to town. But for this piece in particular, my issue was my the issue is that my some of the instruments are sloppy. They're not in time. And for Dixieland jazz, even though it can sound chaotic, I freaking love it. Yeah, I freaking love it. For this, yeah, some of the instruments weren't in time, and for Dixieland jazz, even though it can sound chaotic because you have different people playing different parts at different times, just sounds like a lot of different melodies going at once. Generally, people are really freaking precise. Like they're right on the beat, and I didn't have that going on here. I think I got that chaoticness, but I didn't get that precision, and that's because rather than playing my parts and align them as I finish the parts, so playing the trumpet, align the trumpet with the percussion, move on to the next instrument. I played the trumpet and kind of got it lined up, and then I moved to the clarinet and kind of got it lined up, and then I had this end result where there are times where things are where the instruments are playing together on the beat, and then times where it just feels like somebody's falling behind. So I think that's the biggest thing. Is just making sure I clean things up as I go, or pay more attention to how things are aligned in time as I go. And then, uh, I think composition wise, it's okay. I think I would like it more if I was using virtual instruments. There's just something about a live instrument sound when it comes to stuff like this. Like it's just so much. I truly believe that if I were to play this exact same track, but I played all the instruments, it would have so much more life to it. I really do think that would be the case. So I think it's adding a human touch that could add an extra layer of oomph to this. Because I don't know, virtual instruments, it generally lacks that. And unless you automate the poop out of it, it's gonna lack that in general. And I feel like there's only so much automating you can do when it comes to single instruments. I don't know. There's just something about playing. There's something about using your breath and playing the instrument right then and there, and using the instrument for what it's intended to, versus using a piano to play an instrument that's supposed to sound like that instrument. You know. But overall, this was all right. I made my minute quota. I have a beginning, middle, and an end. As far as submitting it, like if I had to submit this, I would feel a lot better if I submitted this and I used real instruments to perform this versus virtual instruments. If I were to release this now, I wouldn't be that happy with it. Primarily for the timing issues, and also because I'd want to record everything live. So I would be kind of embarrassed to release this. Not gonna lie. So yeah, I would be embarrassed to send this to a client and be like, "All right, here you go, pay me for this." I wouldn't be happy. uh, but yeah, that's it for today. Try and get some work work done. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for those who came out. Hopefully you enjoyed what you heard and you feel like you learned something. I appreciate you coming out again, Shepard. And shout out to Academy Impossible Concox and um if I can see this name. Paulina93. I know you're a human. All right. The other Academy Impossible Concox, I don't know, but yeah, I appreciate it. Not yet. So I've been as far as the Patreon, I've been doing some reflection. I've been trying to figure out what it is that I want to give to people. And so I had a list of things that I wanted to do. Well, it's like, what do I want to give to people? And what's a way for me to put myself out there, like show what I can do? Because I've noticed that everything that I'm doing in terms of showcasing my skill set is always a work in progress. And I need to grow some ovaries and like put myself in a position to where I start creating music and like releasing it finally. You know what I mean? Versus it just me always releasing music with the project. I need to get in the habit of just creating a piece of music and being like, okay, here world, here's this. And so the Patreon is coming. I've settled on a few things that I wanna do. And my goal was to have everything ready by July. So I'm going to use all of June, well, July or August at the latest. But I'm going to use all of June to get one half of the Patreon that I want set up, and then July to get the second half, so that I can launch things in August. But for me, the hardest thing has just been what do people generally want for on Patreon when it comes to musicians, and what what can I give to people? So because I mean, when you're doing a Patreon, you got to make sure that you're giving back to people who support you. And I just want to make sure I'm giving what I'm giving is stuff that I want to do, and it's also stuff that people want to see. And so I'm doing research on other musicians' Patreons as well to see like who is doing a successful job at it and what are they doing at it. Not to mimic it, but to say, okay, well, apparently people like seeing this. So is this something I want to do? And if it's no, well, then I say, okay, well, I don't want to do that. And then I look for another thing and say, okay, well, people seem to really like it when musicians do this. Is this something I want to do? And yeah, so that's where I've been at. It's just cutting the fat to figure out what it is I really want to put on my Patreon. So that way, when I release it, it's something that I consistently can do for a while. You know, granted, people change things all the time, but I want to start strong. You know, but I've been usually I drag my feet on things if I don't really know if it's what I want. But usually when I understand, yes, this is what I want, then I go in 100%. And I think I've set up a system that I like. So I'll be doing things that I enjoy, and I also think it'll be things that will help other people. So all that to say, if if what I have planned still continues to resonate me when I start to build on it, then I should have my Patreon ready in August. But I've basically been discarding ideas and rethinking about what I want quite a bit, just because I just want to make sure I give people what they want, and my goal is to be a resource. So like hopefully people when they come to my Patreon, they feel like they're learning something and they feel like they're getting something from me, and also they feel comfortable to give ideas and insight. And I honestly also want to foster a community of people who want to help each other become better at whatever they do. Like if you're an artist and you want to want to get better at composing, I'd love for my Patreon to help you get better at parts of composing, and also to talk to other people who might be interested in composing but might like other things. Like I just want to make a community, you know. And so how can I help a community not just of composers but of people who are interested in music and want to compose? Hopefully that makes sense. But all that to say, hopefully in August. Right now the goal is in August because I had to rethink what I wanted. But I appreciate your support, Shepard. It's really awesome. It helps. But with that, I'm gonna head out. And I'm excited about your game. I saw that you made a little Twitter post. It had a little envelope, and so I guess you're gonna make a big announcement or make an announcement soon. So I'm looking forward to it. All right. Keep up the good work and have a good night or good day, depending on where you are. All right. Later. Ah, so I'll get to see. Okay, awesome. I made a trailer for a game for Wholesome Direct, so I'm okay. I'm pretty darn stoked to see the trailer then. Okay, awesome then. All right, cool. Okay, for the third time. Have a good night. Have a good night, Shepard.